everybody. Nikki Valencia here with Joan of Heart, 90 Days to the Heart of the Matter. What we're here today to do is say we're back and why. What we're going to provide you, what you can expect from the program, and me. The launch of our new 90-day program, who this is for, and with that, catch you on the other side. We're back and why. Well, I think we know what's going on in the world today prior to the vote. It will be tonight. Tonight is the night. And with all the apprehension that's going on in the world, all the ways that one can address this or be with it or handle it, however you want to say it, there is a way for everyone to gain their power and their presence of mind so that they can walk through this with grace and ease. We are on a precipice of a new way, a new state of being, so to speak. There's a lot of magic in the air, and there's a lot of angst in the air. It's the grief and the blessing. So with that, wherever you are in respect to that, because all of us are impacted by that, what Joan of Heart is here to do is to provide you a safe space so that you can go on a daily basis if you like, or at least weekly, and practice what? Staying out of your thinking mind so that you don't fall into the despair or the angst or all the thoughts that are constantly bombarding us while all this is happening. The sensations, the yuck. There's not any yum in any of this. It feels awful. And so tomorrow is the beginning of a new day for us all, no matter where it falls. We don't have the ability to know where it will fall. So for us, we're just going to trust that love has our back and that we can take the next appropriate action and walk through this, survive it, be okay with it to a degree. Okay in the sense that you are not adding any extra drama to your life about this. You're not snapping at your children. You're not snapping at your husband. You're not agitated and aggravated. So that's what we're doing back here today, is to provide and launch a platform for you to be safe and secure with yourself, for yourself, all by yourself. Because ultimately, you are the one that can do this for yourself. I know from where I come, we'll talk about that later, but for now, this is the opportunity for you to be able to simply walk this walk called life in a way that doesn't cause you to either commit suicide or just blow it all off and disassociate. Whatever it is that we do with our humanity, because we all do whatever we do to protect ourselves in times like these so that we don't have to break down. So that's what we're here to do, is provide a safe space for you, give you support, give you tools. Why? Because the time is now. We have an opportunity to give ourselves a peace that is incredible, even in spite of this, believe it or not. I'm someone that had 20 major events impact me before the age of 12. After that, I had 2 rapes. So that gives you an idea of where I come from. You don't have to be there. It doesn't have to be that far for you. It can just be you trying to get by on a daily basis. And this program will support that. Okay. I first had the first podcast was Joan of Heart, one day at a time, one step at a time. And that's basically what we're going to be doing here. Okay, so now let's talk about what we provide. Joan of Heart, 90 Days to the Heart of the Matter. So what we're going to provide you with is practical tools, practical actions, and classes that take you from being a victim of life or to life, however you want to word that for yourself, to a place of security in your choices, your actions, with no mind getting in the way, creating drama, talking stuff about what it is and what it isn't, and none of that is true or real. So what we're going to do is step out of the thinking, patterned mind, which is distinctly different than you. We'll get into that more later. Therein lies the gems. Stepping out of the thinking, patterned, egoic mind. It's there all the time. The politics are going on. My children are around me. I'm yapping and screaming at them because I can hardly tolerate what's happening in the world, much less everyday life, because it's just too overwhelming. I can't sort it out. I don't know what to do with it. What the hell do I do? You find that out here. It doesn't have to continue to be that way. There is a way for you to find your personal peace, and only you can do it. So that's what I'm providing for you in that safe space. A place for you to discover who you are and what a beautiful, beautiful purpose and point that you have in this world. So that's what we're going to provide. I'm also going to do podcasts weekly. I'm taking the new podcast. It's going to be called Sissy Lala's Take It As It Comes, in a 21st century kind of way. Why? Because we live in the 21st century. Why? Because this is what there is to discuss for us. This is what's happening now with us. We're in the 21st century. We no longer live back there when they used to say the sins of the father, because that's the only way they could describe it. Today I can describe it to you like this. Your patterned, egoic, reactive identity is being passed on and on to your children and their children and all of that. And we do not have to continue to do that to our children. So one of the podcasts that I'm going to be providing here soon after you watch this, I'm going to launch the podcast, and it will be an interview with me and my family. They moved in with me in 2020, and it's the years and the time we've spent together now for 4 years. So what I say about it doesn't matter, but what they say about it matters. And it'll matter for you. I have my 19-year-old niece who was just a teen, still going to school, got caught up in COVID, lots of stuff happened. I'll let her share that with you. There'll be no faces, but my sister and my niece will both be sharing what is possible. It's not about perfection in life. It is about communication, and it is about courage. And it is about being willing to simply be willing. That's what we provide you. Okay, one more. Here we go again. What you can expect from me. So number one, everything that I share with you is lived experience. Why? I was dying. I was doing drugs and alcohol. I was committing suicide. I didn't know how to get out of that. I wanted to live. And it kind of feels like that right now in the world a little bit, right? It can. It can feel that way. And I want to say to you that you do not have to give in to that. It does not have to dominate you. And the way you do that is stepping out of the thinking mind. So you're going to get me. You're going to get my honesty as much as I can today and every day, because I am, and everyone functions at their own level of awareness, which puts us all on a level playing field. Me too. The reason I do this is because I know what it's like to want to get out of the well of despair and anger and hatred and whatever it was that was brewing in me because I was protecting myself. Are you protecting yourself? You won't discover that until you start noticing your reactiveness. And it's very gentle, with a lot of grace and ease. I don't have credentials behind my name, so if you're looking at going to a psychologist, psychiatrist, you go ahead and do that. Why? Because that is your yuck and yum. You want to follow that. You want to honor that. That's your guidance telling you what you need. So please do that. And know that a lived experience is the most powerful experience you're going to ever provide yourself and your children. They don't need to learn anything from us. They just need to see that we're doing this. Because when we do this for ourselves, they see that we're actually taking something and making a difference for not only me, but for my niece. She'd have been out here a long time ago. She'll tell you herself. That'll be the first podcast you get to hear. And with that, we're going to continue moving forward, because it's the daily things of life that are important. I don't want to talk about this stuff. I want to experience it with you. I want to walk through life with you. It is my healing honor to mentor those who have the cojones to walk the road less traveled. M. Scott Peck, The Road Less Traveled. If you want to know what that's about, check it out. It's worth it. And the death of my wife is why we're here. So with that, I know that's kind of like, ooh. But she's my blessing and my grief, just like everybody in life, and everything in life has a blessing to it and a grief to it. So now that I accept that, I can speak about it wholly and completely. She provided the space for me to bring this to you in my grief. So that's where we end that, okay? What you can expect from me is that I'll give you 110% honesty, and I'll give you tools that you can use, that you can take and run with. So you don't have to do those things that your mind tells you it wants you to do. Because it's not real. It's a biological function. And it just says the same thing over and over and over and over again. And thank God, you don't have to listen to it anymore. If you don't want to. Because it works only if you work it. Okay, so what's so freaking amazing is that New Year's is right around the corner. And because of that, this is all perfectly in line with what we can do. Like I said, it's my healing honor to do this. And know that nothing is going to be perfect. I'm only one person in this world that doesn't have a business background. I barely graduated from high school, with a GED. I have some trade work. I did well for myself, but all my experience is a lived experience. And the good news about that is that you cannot give what you do not have. So as you listen to what I share, things will slowly make sense. They'll be true for you or not. You always listen for what works and leave the rest. So January 9th, 2025, we launched the new 90-day program. My intention is to have as many people in that as we can so we can move forward from this point forward in our life, in the world even, in who we are, in how we are, without the angst and the stuff. Because as each one of us practices, we begin dissolving within ourselves the little patterns that are there. It's real. It's true. I know. It feels like it's not, right? I got it. However, I'm telling you that you are more than your mind will let you know. That you have more. And that you are more is important for you to know. Because all that speaking right now, if it's sabotage thoughts, if it's judging thoughts, if it's any of that, all that speaking is just the mind. That's all. It's not telling the truth. Wouldn't that be beautiful for you in your life if you could just separate from that? That's what you get here. That's what you get out of the 90 days. It's the beginning. And it's not going to be easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. Because why? You have to face yourself. Sweetheart, you have to notice how reactive you are to the people you love in your life. Those are the ones that are going to show up over and over again. How you treat them, because as we all know, it's so much easier to treat someone we love badly. I couldn't understand that. Why would I do that to the people I love? I know now. It was my patterned, reactive, egoic behavior that is not bad and not wrong. I grew up just like you, in my head. As a 3-year-old child being touched for the first time, what do you think happens? Woo! The rest of my life was like this. Dodging. Sometimes it felt like things that you were saying to me were like knives coming into my body, hurting me, killing me. And then I wanted to kill me. So I did it with drugs and alcohol. And I even had an occasion where I woke up and I'm thinking, I can't do this anymore. So how else do I do this? So you could be there or anywhere else in your life. You don't have to have had this kind of drama in your life. You could only have the drama of what we're dealing with now in life. That's enough. And it's real. And it's persistent. And if you don't have the tools to stop the thinking mind from running the show, then you're lost. You're gone. And it feels like that inside, yeah? So that's what we address in that 90-day program. You'll do it for 90 days. It'll be $90 for 90 days. Those of you that can afford that are paying it for everyone that can't. This whole program is being created now, in real time. I am not perfect. I'll never be perfect. This program won't be perfect. This is about reactiveness and noticing the reactiveness. So this is a perfect opportunity for you to be able to do that for yourself in life. Notice what I'm doing, how I don't speak well, I don't speak right, I don't use correct English, whatever it is, whatever the identity is saying. Notice it, surrender it, allow it. And we'll talk more about that, how you do that. That's what we learn in the 90-day program. Walking the walk of life. Okay? So it's practice, practice, practice. And I like to say that I'm nobody, yet I'm everybody. Just like you. You're nobody, yet you're everybody. I got that, and I know that in the depth of my being. Why? The rooms of the 12-step program proved that over and over again. I've met filthy rich people, filthy poor people, and everything in between. And it hasn't mattered when it came to our love and connection with each other. Because what we cared about most was our heart, our inner state of being, our internal well-being. And that is another reason I'm here for you and here for me. Because I too am walking this walk, right? I too am experiencing all this. So again, my healing honor. So let's do this. Let's make this happen. Please let your friends and family know if you know anybody that would love to take this on. 90 days, it happens fast. We're going to take the whole year. We're going to go through the whole year. We're going to have the podcast going. You're going to hear podcasts from my family and me and people that have done it already. So let's play this game. Let's find some peace that passes understanding in a 21st century kind of way with our phones and our tablets and all that stuff, okay? And even infinite love. Actually, infinite love is at the core of all this. We'll get into all that later. But for now, catch you on the other side.